Hey guys!
Hey y'all!
Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kay. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
My name is Honeybee, or you can call me B, and whichever you choose is alright with who?
Us.
Period.
That's right.
Yes.
Ooh!
Girl.
We have got a good one this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that every week isn't good, but this is especially good.
Yes.
And highly
Yes.
requested, anticipated. They finally won podcast poll, which I was very happy about because if they had not, we probably would have just done them on our own at this point. But
I mean,
because
they weren't a child.
so many people have been requesting more treasure. So, but yeah, we do an Arts of the Week every Wednesday where we watch a couple MVs, we watch a dance practice alive, watch a guide, and then we do a podcast where we talk all about it, which is where you're at. So, welcome
to the party.
Exactly. So, what was your takeaway from the guide? And I do have notes if we need to.
Yes, we are definitely going to need them. And that's why I was like, let me pull this up because, you know, some of these guides that we watched, specifically the unhelpful ones, they really focus on getting to know the group members, their personalities and stuff. And not that I don't think they purposely not touch base on their music. I just think that, especially in this case, there were so many members. That's why they split it up into two. So I will say, the one that, because there's a couple that stood out to me. Yoshi stood out to me first.
Yeah.
The main reason Yoshi first stood out to me, this is going to be hilarious, but I am definitely a big Mario, lover.
Gotcha.
And so first when I heard his name, I was like, oh, I'm sold. But his personality is everything. And if there were so many. I'm trying to remember. Was he the one with the laugh?
No, that was the lead, the Hyunsuk. That was the first one.
Okay.
He was the one who was kind of like a second mom. He was good at math. Prince Yoshi.
Yes. So that was the thing that stuck out to me was math, because when I was in school, math was like one of my like, you know, when you're in school and there's like certain subjects that you don't think you'll be good at or you think are like really hard, and then it's like you're really good. Like math was that for me. It just clicks your brain
perfectly. Yep.
And so like the way he was going about math was everything. And also I am a hardcore, like, I get the whole second mom situation. Like that is me all day.
Oh yeah. So, you're a first mom.
Yeah, I'm a first mom. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So definitely like he stood out to me. They all were incredible. And also the member who did like the crying memes. I was
Jungwoo.
I was dying.
Yeah. The one who could also rap, and he made the noises.
Yes.
It reminded me so much of J-Hope from BTS. He always does like do. Like, yeah, I do that all day too.
I was dying.
Yeah.
I was like, this is hilarious. But they all were, I just really was drawn to the like brotherly love amongst them all.
Yeah.
Like it
tell.
was really one unit.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Oh man, there were so many.
Yes, there were. Girl.
I liked June. I always love a member. He's the one who repped the girl groups. I love members who like know the girl group choreo and stuff like that, and like do it well. Like they love it so much, you know. I don't know. There's just a vibe about them, so I really like that. And also, I noticed in the guide too, it said there were two people that were leaders, but one was a rapper and one was a vocalist. So I'm not sure if that's how they split it up. But yeah, they said Hyunsuk, who is the oldest, I believe, and then Jihoon. And then I really liked Yadam. So, and we know, unfortunately, he's left. We did look up a little, so we know Mashiho and Yadam both left about a year ago or so from when we're recording. And I kind of remember that. It was when I was first getting into K-pop, and I kind of remember that being a huge story, but not knowing anything about them at all. At that point, I was probably still BTS specific, But yeah, the reason why I know Yadam at all, and some others were also in this too, so I think it was when they were training them. But I don't think it was all the members. There definitely weren't 12. So during the Stray Kids Survival Show, JYP brought them over to battle against a YG group, and the YG group was this group.
Okay.
So again, like it wasn't all the members, so I don't know who, but I specifically remember Yadam, so that's where that nothing holding me back. When they played that part, that was from the Survival Show.
Okay.
So
I was like, it sounded familiar.
They had a vocal. Well, no, that's. I mean, it's Shawn Mendes or whatever.
That's okay. That's
no.
The cover was but I was just saying the song. I was like, why do I feel like I've heard this or seen this? Like it just it clicked.
So so that one they did a vocal battle, and it was literally just Yadam from the group singing that song against the Stray Kids members. Yeah, they did a rap, a dance, and a vocal battle.
Wait, against the whole group?
Yeah. Well, no, just the vocal group.
Okay, because I was like, can you imagine having to be the one singer against a group of...
Well, it was Three Racha did a rap thing, and actually... Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going into Stray Kids things. But anyway, that's the only thing that I kind of had known about them. So Yadam kind of already stuck out to me because his voice, and that was so amazing. It was crazy amazing. So anyway, that's kind of my back. But yeah, I like Jihoon and Yadam, I think, the most. But they all had little things, and that's what I love about groups like this, is that each person brings something just a little bit, not only talent wise but personality wise.
Yes, which I mean, in a marketing side of things, it's you're really going to be able to adapt and attract multiple different people from all walks of life, which is super dope.
For sure. Yeah.
Those guys, I love those guys. They're so hilarious because it really does. I just love just the little videos because I
chaos.
Feel yes, because I feel I mean, I know we're in TikTok world and Nation Now and all that stuff, but I feel when we were growing up, we always saw what we saw on TV. That was it.
Yeah.
But it's I don't feel I could say outside of the K-pop realm and when it comes to Western music or whatever, I don't feel we've ever really got to see these artists' personalities. So I feel that's
that connection.
Yes, because it's you connect to their music, which of course is the biggest thing.
Sure.
But I feel when you are able to connect to an artist and their personality, it's just it really does tie it in a little more.
Yeah.
So the fact to see stuff like this is amazing because I truly feel after watching this, I'm they are so dope. And it's just because I just feel I would want to hang out with them. You know what I mean? I would love to just be there and just laugh and joke. Oh, who was the one that was a foodie?
That was... Oh, goodness. Where is he? Oh, Jungkwon, the maknae.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was that is me all day.
Yeah.
And I was laughing so hard.
He literally brings all these snacks.
I do. Listen.
He always takes care of me.
Yes. Vice versa.
That's right.
But yeah, I'm such a foodie. So I was yes. And then, so real quick, I was looking up, just their releases or whatever.
Yeah.
And the first release came out on August 7th, 2020.
Okay.
And
I didn't think they were that old of a group. So just a couple years. Okay.
So their first, they're called single albums. And so it was called The First Step, Chapter 1, and then Chapter 2 came out September. And then Chapter 3 came out that November, and each of them went platinum.
Of course they did.
I know, super
YG,
dope.
Yeah.
I'm I can't even. And then they had 2 EPs, which both of them went either triple platinum or the other one went double platinum, which was called The Second Step, Chapter 1, The Second Step, Chapter 2.
Nice.
And then they also had an album. Their first full-length album came out in 2021 called The First Step, Treasure Effect. It went platinum, and then their second album actually came out in July of this year, which is called Reboot, and that featured the first subunit, which was called T5. And then they also had this year a singles album come out in March, and that went platinum as well. So it's they just out here just killing the game.
Yeah, I mean, to have your first single album go platinum, that's insane. That's crazy.
It's their last album, the one that came out, it sold 1.7 million copies in the first week.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
The numbers for K-pop in general is just crazy, you know?
It's on a whole nother level.
Just because it's so international. You know, you've got the K fans, you've got the Asian fans in general, Japanese, Italian, etc. Then you've got Europe, then you've got South America, you've got North America, you've got Australia, you know? And it's growing and growing and growing and growing. It's
amazing. Yeah. It really is amazing to watch. And I think what's also really cool about just K-pop that I've been learning, because I'm definitely like, I feel like this podcast for me is always like an introduction, like it's always new for me. Cause like K eats, sleeps, and breathes K-pop.
I kind of do now. It's a little insane.
If y'all only knew, like she eats, sleeps, and breathes K-pop. So it's always fun because it's like she's always introducing me to something. You know what I mean? Which I know you love doing.
Yeah. So much. That's my favorite thing in the world.
Yes. Yeah. So like, and I like learning all about this. One thing that I really have realized is like, I think it's so dope how now you have a lot of these members, of what I've been learning is like, they don't just come from Korea. Like they come from all over the place. I mean, to the point where there was a couple of groups that we've gone over where they've come from LA. Some of them have literally left the US to go live in Korea or
Australia.
Like
quite a few people,
all over the place. And I think it's so dope to see that diversity.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And that's what, like this group specifically too, it was just like, they all just come from different areas. I love it.
I can't remember if we talked about this before, but JYP just put together an all-American girl group. They had a reality show. It just ended. Yeah, and I think it's 5 or 6 members. I can't remember. What? I haven't heard their music yet, but he came to the US and they had a show here. Yep.
No way.
And I think a couple members.
Is it a K-pop group?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. So JYP is the one who has Stray Kids and Twice and all that.
Yeah. I didn't know if he was like just creating like an all like American.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can that be called? I don't know because but here's the thing: we have groups like XG who are all Japanese, but yet they're. You know, their group and everything is in Korea, but yet they sing in English. So but that's why I like K-pop. I kind of use it as a general statement now. I actually just watched a video by a P-pop group, a Filipino group that was so good called SB19, and like I can't wait to get into more from them. So I love that there's like. I think K-pop, when I say that, I don't necessarily mean it has to come from Korea. It has to be this. It has to be that. Because I think those are kind of silly rules, you know? Because K-pop is such like a wide and varying genre that encompasses so much. So, until we come up with a better term, I'll probably keep saying K-pop.
I live.
But like you said, I love that idea of having all different nationalities, because you're only going to be able to make better music.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
When you get different ideas in and when you get different people helping. Now, I do not want like Western music to take over K-pop, you know what I mean? Because I think K-pop, so many groups are so spectacular at doing something different.
Yeah.
They may take like common types of music or something like that, but then there's something about K-pop. I don't know if it's the genre mixing, like even within songs, I don't know what it is, but it's just special, you know?
I definitely feel that. I definitely feel too that K-pop has really like set itself apart, but at the same time, like it set itself apart, but at the same time, it's like together with just all genres of music from all parts of the world.
Yeah.
Like it's so interesting. Like K-pop can be put in the world music category. K-pop can be put in some of their sounds and stuff can be put with Afrobeats. Some K-pop can be put with pop music. Yeah. K-pop can be put with acoustic, ballads, rock. It's like literally, it touches base. I feel like K-pop could also be called world music because it literally is just music from around the world.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's so dope, and I think Treasure is definitely one of those groups that really tie it all together, because even watching their MVs and whatnot, it's like the genres that they blend is just so dope. And they just sound so good.
And we got to see the rap subunit. That was really cool. That's what kind of really sold me, because
It was like
so different.
Complete 180.
So different.
And I was like,
but amazing, you know what I mean?
I was like, ooh, let me get a sip of ooh.
Exactly. Yes, your Haruto. That was your favorite.
Yeah,
Now we know. That's awesome.
That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it made for an interesting pick this week.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, why don't you first of all tell us what we're talking about?
So we're talking about Bee's Nectar of the Week. And just to let y'all know what that is, Bee's Nectar of the Week is something we do every week on the podcast. As you guys know, we go over featured artists of that week. We do the MVs and we do the guides and whatnot. And basically what I try to do is find an artist or a group outside of the K-pop realm. And that reminds me of this group, maybe their sound, maybe their energy, whatever it is. And I give you guys a little bio on them and, give you some tracks that you can listen to. And then, you can go from there.
That's right.
Yeah. But we kick it off with giving Kay some hints.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited because I don't know. But I have feelings of where you could go. But you've also picked a lot of the groups that I would have picked.
I definitely went into my bag. I went into my if y'all don't know, I am a R&B, soul, funk, hardcore.
Yeah.
So I went into my 90s bag.
Okay, all right, 90s.
So the first hint I'll tell you is they're 90s.
Okay.
The second hint I will tell you is that they are a group.
Okay.
And the third hint I will tell you is that how do I say this?
I know.
They have a they have a love for studying the weather.
Studying the weather, okay.
And candy.
And candy. Studying the weather and candy. Studying the weather and candy. Oh God.
Because I feel like that's the best way I can do it.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm something's stirring in my head, but I'm trying to remember the group. Oh man. Oh God. What's his name is from it, right? Oh God. Is it Tevin or something? No. Is it? Is that who I'm thinking of? Am I going in the right direction?
You're thinking of Tevin Campbell?
Yeah. No, okay.
No.
Oh, God. I think I can picture this group in my head, but I couldn't tell you what their name is.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I am talking about the 1990s sensation Soul For Real.
Oh, okay. Nope, never would have gotten that.
Never would have gotten it. Okay.
Never would have. So, I might know a song, but not from the name.
So they are a group, an R&B group from New York. And the group is made up of brothers Christopher Sherman. And so it's Christopher Sherman and Andre Lamont. And then there's Brian. And then there's Jason.
Okay.
So I'm going to give y'all a little bio about it.
All right. I don't know that I've ever heard that name.
Really?
Yeah. But here's the thing. You know how you're getting an intro to things?
Yeah.
K-pop, I kind of feel like the back, you know what I mean? Especially with the girl groups too. But the guy groups, the R&B groups and stuff like that, it's cool to learn about them too.
Yes. Well, what it is too is I feel like a lot of them and it's just you don't necessarily remember the name.
Yeah.
But it's when you hear the song, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So, formed in 1992.
Okay.
Soul For Real signed to Uptown Records, which Uptown Records, give a little history. Uptown Records was, if I'm not mistaken, headed by Andre Harrell, and one of the executives at Uptown Records was Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Oh, okay.
Which is where they discovered the legendary Mary J. Blige.
Oh, nice.
As among other groups, including
Soul
this
For Real.
group, Soul For Real. And another little hint that's really cool is there was a rapper from the 90s named Heavy D.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Who was a big producer at the time, and he actually produced Soul For Real.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
And so Soul For Real's debut album featured is... So the title track off of their debut album is what blew them up. And the debut album came out on March 28th, 1995, and it's called Candy Rain.
Okay, Candy Rain.
And that's why I was saying...
Yeah. I was thinking like, I don't know, I can't remember. I can't like the songs like at the tip of my brain, but not quite. But that's why I was going like Tim and Campbell. Like I felt like it was a little falsetto. Anyway.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it was produced by Heavy D. Candy Rain's first single was the album title track. The song hit #1 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop songs, and it peaked at #2 on the Hot 100 chart.
Nice.
And then their second single, Every Little Thing I Do, reached #11 on the R&B Hip Hop charts and #17 on the Hot 100. And then the third single, If You Want It, reached #53 on the R&B charts.
Nice.
After touring and the success of their debut album, the group quickly began to work on their second album, which was called For Life, and the whole thing was produced by Sean P. Diddy Combs, and it was released on September 24th, 1996, which I feel like back then in the 90s, the turnarounds for albums was way different than it is now.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Mariah Carey literally came out with an album once a year throughout the whole 90s.
Yeah.
From 1990 to 2000, she literally had an album come out once a year. I think
it's way more to do with like the record companies too, because that's what was always done. And then you look at things like K-pop and they do a record every 2 months, you know? Yes. Well, EPs and stuff usually, but still, sometimes full albums.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's the consumption of music has definitely like changed.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
I remember when like just like how you were saying, you know, K-pop artists, they'll come out with, you know, something new every couple of months. Whereas back in the day, it's like they came out with the single, let's say in August, the album would come out in October, but that single would be worked from August all the way till like January. And then the second single would come out. And they would literally, like, album cycles used to be like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
for
so crazy. So the album peaked at #29 on the R&B charts, and it was led by the single Never Felt This Way, which did not gain a lot of airplay. However, the album's second single, Love You So, did much better. Staying under Heavy D's, the group moved to an independent label called Chrome Records to release their third album, Heat. And then the album failed. It didn't really chart. Then the group formed their own label in 2003. In 2007, they released their fourth album independently called The Unknown. And then the group went through a lot of like
personal stuff,
a lot of like different charges and
gotcha,
like counts of fraud, like all this other stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then they reunited in 2012, released another album, and then also in 2016 they released more music. They released a Christmas song in 2019, and then in February of 2022, Soulful announced on social media that they'll appear on TV One's Unsung, which is basically their version of Behind the Music.
Gotcha.
And then there was also, basically, so on this year in June of 2023, Soulful was honored with the Key to the City in New York.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
But they didn't actually mention it on here. But one of the members actually, like this year, had passed away.
Oh, gotcha.
But the group continues to tour and everything together. But I definitely say listen to their songs, their biggest song, which is Candy Rain and Every Little Thing I Do.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and
oh my God.
Like Candy Rain sounds so familiar.
Candy Rain was like, my love, do you ever dream of candy coated raindrops? Do you know? Oh my God!
I know. I'd have to listen to it.
Oh my God. Every Little Thing I Do. Those songs remind me of leaving the Boys and Girls Club after school programs. Yeah. And being dropped off on the 6 o'clock bus. Yeah. Listening to Kicks 106, Hot, and then like they would be playing all those songs, and those songs would come on. Like Every Little Thing I Do used to come on the radio 24/7.
Yeah.
They were so good. But yeah, so
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another one that I didn't know. Yeah.
I know, right?
What a surprise. I know. I'm like so bad with, I don't know.
You know what?
What's that?
This is a nice little segue.
Okay, all right.
Into a little Say What section.
Say what?
Say what? So just so y'all know, Say What is how we kind of end our episodes. It's kind of like a palate cleanser. It could be on the same subject. Could be a little different.
Yeah, who knows?
You know what I'm saying?
Or just whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a question for you. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world today.
Oh, goodness.
What are some things that you like to do to keep your mind basically not feeling the effects of what's happening in the world?
Yes.
Obviously staying
informed.
Informed, but also
yes.
You know what I mean?
So
I feel like a lot of people would probably definitely benefit from that.
Yeah. So number one, this happened during the pandemic because I curated my social media. I got rid of a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of family and things like that just had, there's one thing to have a difference in opinion and have a conversation about things. But when you deny people basic rights, that's where I draw the line, basically. So anyway, some of those people had to go. I also really cut down on a lot of just like sensational stuff. You know what I mean? And I went and I found people that were very positive. I found like Jamila Jamil and Iway and things like that. Just very like, she actually doesn't even teach like body positivity, more like body neutrality, but it's something that really helps me, So Iway is all about finding like, the question is like, what do you weigh? But it's like, I weigh my sense of humor. I weigh my awesome fashion sense. I weigh, do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a way of like, not making it about like your physical.
Yeah, I was gonna say like literally changing the power of that term, that word, that idea.
Exactly.
That's dope.
And
that's
now,
really dope, actually.
There are certain things I can do. Like I will unplug a little bit, maybe go read a book. You know what also helped me during the pandemic? This is very funny. Is a coloring app. It's literally like a paint by number, and you press it and it colors it. It's ridiculously silly and like a total waste of time. Yeah. But like it's so soothing.
I was gonna say it's always super therapeutic though.
It really is, because it's really pretty when it gets done, because I hate like coloring myself and like picking colors.
Really? I love coloring.
So like this kind of takes it away, but it also is like nice images. I don't know. Anyway, it's so I did that a lot too, and it's something you can kind of do like mindlessly. So if you're watching TV or something, you can kind of, but I think the biggest thing is curating what's coming into you and making sure you are getting your information from like neutral sources. Oh, please. Like you've got to. There are different ways out there. If you see something sensational, go to Snopes. If you see, you can't just automatically believe what's out there, because anyone can write anything, anytime, anywhere, so you have to just be cognizant of that and and edit your feed.
Yep. I honestly, everything that you just said, I totally agree with. I'm very, very much learning how to really create boundaries. And creating boundaries is not like, I feel like in this day and age, creating boundaries is always related to some sort of relationship you have with somebody, which is very true. But I feel like we need to kind of look at creating boundaries as a larger thing, as in you're creating a boundary of what you're accepting. Yeah. So literally like what Kay was saying, like you editing your feed and what you're watching and what you're reading and what you're looking at, that is literally creating boundaries. Like you're creating a boundary of you away from maybe the bullshit, maybe creating a boundary away from things that don't serve you, you know what I mean? And don't serve your purpose or ideas. And just really changing the idea to start taking in more of things that make you happy. Like for us, it's music, you know what I mean? And Kay learned, like, she literally created those boundaries and started taking in like K-pop music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like starting a podcast and really being intentional, I think is the biggest thing that I think of. And I think that's the same thing with me, is like, I think I was just really intentional with not just my relationships with people, but also like what I accept, what I'm taking in. The world
as a whole,
yes.
For sure.
And I think for me, my escapism, if you want to call it that, is always music.
Yeah.
Music for sure.
Oh yeah, throw on some music.
Yeah.
I'm coloring app all day. I'd be like,
yes.
I could seriously do that all day long, people. Yes. All day long. It's so silly and
it's not silly, because I promise you, Chad, I guarantee you, there are people that are screaming at the screen right now talking about Me Too, which, if y'all have any ideas of really good coloring apps and stuff like that.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, let us know. And also, I kind of want to get a coloring book now. I want to get back. One of my friends used to hardcore be into adult coloring.
So much coloring stuff when I moved. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Oh no, it is fine. You know what I really want to get? I'm gonna go look on Amazon when we're done filming. I'm gonna go look for a honeybee coloring book. I think that'd be dope.
Yes, you can put stuff up in the salon.
Yes!
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
These are things that will keep your mind just zen.
Exactly. Yes, because it's important to stay informed. We're not saying that at all. We're not saying like unplug totally.
Yeah, no.
But you have to keep track of like your own mental health too.
Yes.
For sure.
And that's why sometimes all you got to do is just throw some treasure music on.
That's right. Or their behind the scenes content stuff, because that looks like it's hysterical and chaotic and my favorite thing ever. So
I live and I cannot wait. I actually kind of want to check out their subunit some more. I know we
listen to Move. Yeah.
And what was the other one? Bona,
Jikjin, My Treasure. Oh my goodness, what else do we do? I have to look at our list.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
I've been playing Dari. I think it's called Dari.
Dari. Yeah. The dance practice that we did. God. That was so good.
I've been playing that song out in my car. I'm like, Bodhi.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But yes, listen to some good music and just close the world off.
Yep.
For a couple, and then come back to it and approach it how you want.
Exactly. You'll be in a much better place to approach things. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Here we go.
We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. We hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.